Okay, this is how to assemble our lantern shelf sitter for a 4.45-inch insert. You use the jig to put it together, and you see the front and back piece of the lantern as well as the middle piece. The middle piece will be where the insert is dropped in, and then I'll show you what that white piece is for later. You want to put the front of the lantern in the jig. Then you're going to apply the centerpiece. The centerpiece is 1/8 inch thick with double-sided adhesive on both sides. You remove the backing of one side, and then you apply it to the front piece. The front piece and back piece do not have any adhesive on it. When you apply the middle piece, you want to make sure that those upper arms are against the side. And then you want to remove the double-sided adhesive from the back of it. It's easier to do that before you put it in the jig, but with a little bit of patience, you can remove it while it's in the jig. And then you apply the back piece. And again, you just want to make sure that those front arms of the centerpiece, just make sure that they are flush with the outer piece of the jig. That will ensure that the insert goes in easily. Then once you're finished, you're going to have two pieces with the center, open for an insert. And then now it's time to put together the base. The base will have a bottom that has no adhesive and a top piece that has adhesive on one side of it. You want to remove the adhesive backing from the top piece of the base. And then you want to line up the slots before you firmly adhere the two pieces together. So once you get them lined up, then you want to firmly, press the two pieces together. And then I am going to test the top insert before I apply glue. Once I'm satisfied with my test, I am going to see if I want to add this bottom trim piece or not. There is scoring, so you don't have to apply the bottom piece, but I like the way it looks, so I'm going to. Then you apply super glue to the bottom. You don't want to apply it to the part that's sticking up, just the middle and the ends. And just apply a little. It doesn't take a whole lot. And I'm running out of super glue, so. And then, yeah, I got some on the upper piece, so I'm just removing it. So once you've applied your super glue, then you are going to put it in the bottom base, and then just hold it for a little bit while the glue cures. Once the glue is cured, you just make sure that it is, the way you want it. And then you can start putting on the front trim pieces if you choose to do that. Again, you can see it is scored and you don't have to. I just like the way it looks. So I am adding those pieces. You can use super glue instead of the double-sided adhesive, but I'm really not a fan of super glue, so I prefer the double-sided adhesive. So to apply the pieces, you just want to remove the backing and then just line the pieces up and then make sure they're flush with the edges. And then as long as you don't press them firmly, you can, kind of, pick it up and move it. You may have to pull a little bit, but, just make sure that it is really good and flush before you press it down. Because once you press it down, it really does not come up. And then finally, the very top piece, same thing, remove the backing and then apply the top piece flush. And then you have your finished lantern. Next, I'm going to show you kind of the interchangeable aspects of it, as well as how to use both translucent and that backing on the translucent. So this is translucent flex, and the back, the light is lit, so you can see that it shines really well through that. And these are just some of the options that I have. And then this is another piece in this, I'll show you how it fits. And then the next thing I'm going to show you, that back white piece that I was showing you earlier. That is a piece that if you don't want the, you know, it to be against light or anything, you can paint that back piece white, and you know it still looks better with the light through it, but some of these pieces look, you know, pretty good with the, you know, the white backing. And then this next thing I'm going to show you exactly, this is with the white backing and no light, and then this is without the backing and light, so you can see the difference. And just a note about the white backing, some pieces look better with the white backing than others do. I just showed you some examples of these scenes, but really you would have to try it to see if the flex you have would look, you know, well with the white backing or not.